So whether you want to or not, we have to talk about them boys, okay?
Here you go. Here you go.
Sabrina,
I'm gonna give you the floor because you so anxious to.
I'm anxious to
Hit it, Sabrina. Hit it and get it over with. Hit it and get it over with. Do it. And I'm a brace for the pain. Go. Hi everyone, welcome to Spice and Hills. Well, let's do part 2 of the hot topic from last week. This gonna add gasoline to the fire, salt to the wound, all those analogies.
Right.
They done lost their mind, Sabrina.
Who done lost it? Let's be clear to the people.
The Washington Football Organization.
Okay.
Then let's do the big picture. So, Washington Football Organization was being investigated for how they was treating females.
Females.
They go in, they already know Snyder is wrong. They fined him $10 million when he worth $4 billion. So that tell you how serious they was about that. Then they start getting into these emails, 650,000 emails. They stifling through, and they found one from John Gruden, the Raiders head coach, to our GM, Bruce Allen, and a couple of other notable people. Mm-hmm. The Outback guy, or all those places, right?
And the Hooters owner.
Hooters guy and all that stuff. Man, John Gruden done lost his mind. So the emails, the first one was about somebody having monkey lips. They was gonna let that slide. When they talking about the letter people, and they started talking about women in football, and they going in all into that. Now he gets to get fired.
Right.
Because now you don't hit all these topics.
He hit every group. He said, I'm an equal opportunity offender. Everybody.
Everybody gonna get in trouble. Everybody gonna catch it for me. I don't like women. I don't like them. I don't like those. I don't like them. I don't like those. And I definitely don't like those. It was fine when he was talking about the black dude lips. That was gonna slide. But when they went a couple of past that one, so John Gruden gets fired. This is my slap in the face. Mark Davis, the new owner, had to fire him. He had no choice. They asked him for a comment. He goes, ask the NFL, they the one making all decisions. Then he goes and hires John Gruden's best friend of 20 years, the assistant coach as the head coach. So don't you think if this dude was around this dude for 20 years, he come with him from Tampa Bay. Right. You know, he knew he was like that. So you just hired Mini-Me in his place. And I don't care what you say.
And the whole point, everybody's like, how can Gruden send these emails and say all these things? Don't he know he's going to get caught? Don't he know you shouldn't do that? Brother was very comfortable with who he was speaking with. You don't talk like that to everybody if you're like that. You talk like that to people that you're comfortable with.
Familiar with. That agree with me.
So if he's talking openly like that to those people, how do you think those people feel and think?
Now bring it home, bring it all the way home. So they was initially going after Snyder.
Right.
So they thought Gruden in as the bone because the owner slick, deflects. We're going to throw Gruden under the bus. He was wrong. He deserved to be fired, but that's not getting back to the main point of how you treating women in your organization. So they throw Gruden under the bus, so you hire your boy. It's all a friend thing. Look at how it works out. So you got Bruce Allen, John Gruden's best friend. So he goes, hey Bruce, won't you hire my non-qualified brother?
Non-qualified, yep.
They Gruden's head coach. Then they go, hey, whatchamacallit, Senior McVay, you know my nephew can kind of coach. You should get him as your assistant coach. In comes Sean McVay, our assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? You see how this works? It's all hook me up, Sam. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like none of them was qualified, which explains the issue that Jay had with RG3. He didn't even give that guy a shot in ice ball chance in hell to be the quarterback. Snyder had to jump on his back about that, even though he was right. But my thing is, you didn't know. And you already had an opinion before you even started.
And I want to go back to something you said real quick. McVay turned out to be all right in terms of coaching.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was cool.
But he was part of that hook me up Sam thing.
Correct.
down the line. It's
Correct.
amazing. So a minority in this situation didn't stand a chance
Not
because
with
they
that
all
group.
hooking each other up.
Not with that group. And that's unfortunately, let's talk about that. That's unfortunately oftentimes how it is in the corporate world too. Like you said to me, it's not what you know, oftentimes it's who you know. And if you're in this group with everybody that think like you think, you're not going to let somebody like that look like this here in that group, because they're the people that you're downing. If you're down your women and this and that, you're not going
to tell you that Bama ain't leave nobody out.
No stone unturned.
Exactly. He hit him up, man. So he got fired, but we still haven't dealt with the issue.
The main
Snyder, which is why we're rocking our Fire Dan Snyder t-shirts.
The main issue to me, and I think you'll agree, is a lot of times when you have money as these owners, they're going to cover up their wrongdoing. Everything that they found in those emails, none of the higher ups got reprimanded. The little $10 million that he got fined, that's like a traffic ticket to us.
That dude got $4 billion.
Right. So
do the math.
So the people that really need to be thrown under the bus and held accountable, they're covering it up and they're saying it's a private matter. Why wasn't Gruden stuff private? Not that it should have been.
But check this out, being not to cut you off. He hired the firm that's investigating him.
Right.
In what world?
So let's be clear, Daniel Snyder was being investigated by the league for conduct. They allowed Daniel Snyder to hire the attorney that will investigate himself. That lets you know how corrupt the whole thing is. How do you let the person that's accused hire their own attorney and pick the attorney to investigate himself? The results are going to be as they want it to be, or if they're not, they're going to allow them to cover it up and present it a certain way.
I knew it was a bunch of flim flam when they let his wife be the interim owner. Come on now. Them people lay their head on the same pillow. Don't you think that he was going to have some kind of say-so in that matter? So these 31 owners, because they are not 32, the Packers is owned by a corporation. They get together and they make decisions and they cover each other. Mm-hmm. He wasn't going to go down because they knew he was doing that stuff. You can't tell me. The same way they got together on Carlin, they got together. Now, it's kind of on the fence with Deshaun because other teams really need a good quarterback.
Right.
And he really didn't do anything wrong. What he did was outside his own personal business.
Well,
he
it depends on who you ask.
Exactly. But I don't think the owners think he did anything wrong because they know what really went down. So I say that all to say they crazy. They let them police themselves. And that's not gonna happen.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's like letting someone hire someone else to do their own investigation of their choosing of themselves. It's crazy. And it just goes to show if you have money or a certain status, you can buy your way out of things. You're connected to the right people to get stuff covered up. And it's sad. So Gruden took the fall, not to say that he was innocent. He certainly fired.
It is a guilty undertaking.
It should have been some other people with him.
But then they hire his buddy to do it. I would have wiped the slate clean. I would have went with somebody outside. That dude been rocking with him since the Bucks. You don't think he know how he really is? Now, if he was that candid and aggressive and familiar and comfortable on email, what kind of conversations are they having? Don't get me wrong. We all enter into conversations that are not right, even in my family. But we try to keep it together because my family, my mom's side, got a representation of everybody. That's all I'm gonna say. So how you talk about your own? That's how we go. Let's not talk about our own. But you know them too. So I wouldn't even went with the assistant coach. I would have went outside of anybody that even knew him. So again, Mark Davis is now telling the other owners, man, forget y'all. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And really, they basically okayed him to do that. Because I feel like before they make these major moves, Sabrina, I think they checked with one another.
I think that as far as the coach that they put in there for now, I think it's just a temporary thing. I think they're probably going to go and get somebody else once the season is done. This is just interim.
We'll see. Mm-hmm. If he's smart, he would. I wouldn't play for them. Man, I would give me a Snickers and take me a snack break on the middle of that field on them. They wouldn't be winning no more games on me.
And I heard that a lot of his players went to his house, to Gruden's house, after he got fired and to offer their condolences of I'm so sorry you got fired. That I didn't know. I don't know who it was. They're just saying a lot of his players.
I don't believe that. They're gonna make 3 sound like a lot. 70% of the NFL is African American. Then you black and browns make it almost 85. And who is all these players?
And you can't, I mean, I guess people have their own individual relationships with people, so you can't say, but to me, that's a little weird. Like, if you hear all this stuff coming out, what makes you want to run to that person out like, oh, sorry you got fired? No, like,
man, I be checking eggs on his front lawn, toilet paper and checking eggs on his front lawn. And I did it. That's right. I did it. And I was standing there. I did it. You've been sucker playing me all these years, grinning and skinning in my face. And you believe it. Come on, that just don't come from overnight. And that's why he had to get fired, because that thing is in him. It's not something they can change. You can't send him to. See, that's what I hate about corporate America. They send these managers to management training. They come back with the same mess because it's in them. Now, if you're going to teach them a different skill set, that's different. Send them to training. But if it's something to do with how they perceive or how they look at people, you can't change that. It's in them.
It can be changed, but they have to.
Sabrina, it's going to take a move of God. And most people not moving with God these days. Just keep it real. When it comes to God or money, who winning out most of the time?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and it can be changed, but you have to want it. And I don't know.
You have to want it. And most people want to get the money and stay who they are. That's my whole thing. If you ain't like us, be true to yourself. We should have always known this about you.
He can't be true to
yourself. Then be true to yourself. I almost got to bleep that out. Be true to yourself. Because you playing with me now, I'm mad because I never liked Chucky.
He couldn't be true to himself. He would never have been allowed to have the job. He got to keep it quiet and grin.
I get what you're saying, but don't be sucker playing me. I hate that. Then you find out these people were monsters. Look at your other dude, Brad Favre. Let's get into that. This Bama got $1 million for some poor poverty Christian fund in Louisiana, and didn't even deliver none of the services. And so when he realized, oh, they paid me, I didn't do it, he only gave them $500 million. I'm sorry, is the math different down south? Because if you have $1 million of payment and you only pay them back $500, how much money do you now owe? They getting on my nerve. And why are you taking $1 million anyway? Didn't you make $100 million playing football?
I want to hear more about that because
Sabrina, look it up. I read the whole thing. They paid him for some appearances. Trust me, you know I ain't gonna come on our show and give fake news. They gave him $1.1 million to do appearances and stuff. They paid him. COVID hit. He couldn't do none of it. He kept the money. So they was like, well, you ain't do none of that. Give it back. He only gave back $500,000. He still owed $600,000.
Probably because he done spent the
But
rest.
he got $100 billion from playing football. What you need that $1 million from?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I got to hear more about this one.
Look it up. Now he already on my short list from that comment he said last year on his podcast about he don't like the politics and he don't like watching football no more. Now you taking from them same people that have the politics. Get out of my face.
Yeah.
And then them 18 fools in the NBA, fraud in Medicare. You know, they all doing it. Why are these athletes stealing from the government?
And some NFL players are now caught up in it.
Clinton Portis. That's right. Why he get ready to go to jail. Yeah, you gotta get hooked up with the homies, boy. Pick out your cotton. You want to be the top or the bottom bump.
You funny. I just think a lot of these players don't plan well for retirement, and so they get into all this other stuff to try to make.
I get it. I know somebody that used to be an NFL player. Mm-hmm. They're not changing their lifestyle, baby. So if you're used to spending and doing this splurging, once that money slow down, you should slow down. They so used to the lifestyle that they want to because they don't want to look like they fell off.
Right.
So they continue with these things and the money dwindles down to nothing. Now you so pressed because you want to save face that you ready to fraud the government to get some more money. And 18 people total $4 million. So how much was each one of them really getting? So you rather go to jail and risk your freedom. Let's just do the math. For $300,000, not in this lifetime. Now, if it was $300 million, You couldn't there's no price tag on my freedom. I like getting up, walking outside, getting me an egg McMuffin in the morning, or going to Starbucks or doing all this stuff. There's no price for my freedom.
Yeah, my conscience will not allow me to be okay. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be sitting in that bed like a flapjack.
I would be looking around every corner like, oh my gosh.
They're coming to the police. You know I'm paranoid already.
They're going to get me.
Sabrina, tell them what you found out. We got the lowest attendance.
I found out that we have the lowest home attendance out of all 32 teams, lower than the winless Lions, lower than the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have the lowest fan attendance.
And let's keep it real. Any of y'all ever been to FedEx? Half of the stadium is the other teams' fans. Yep. So that's even lower than you think.
Yep. That's what they mean.
I know so many people in the DMV that went to that Saints game. They were Saints fans. They was like, girl, the tickets was dirt cheap. They were It was filled up with Saints fans.
That's what they're saying. We had the lowest attendance by home fans in the league. That should tell Snyder right there. And then, like we were talking about last week, them sky high
prices,
food, and
take you 3 hours to get home.
The stadium is ugly and terrible.
The bathroom is disgusting.
See,
you can keep that.
Even if you don't have no ethics, as a businessman, you want to make the changes just from a monetary, financial perspective. Make the changes so that you can get your product up even more. You know what I'm saying? Just from a business perspective. If you want to be the most immoral person and you just want to be all about the money, do it for that reason.
And trust me, like we was talking, how many other teams done bought all new brand computers and start purging and deleting and destroying stuff?
Some of these other players and teams and coaches and all of that said that some of them same things they've been deleting. Their IT team been busy on everything.
Ain't no such. I told Sabrina yesterday. Ain't no such thing as deleting. You got to throw it away or destroy the hard drive. Mm-hmm. With as much information as you take out, you got to replace it with the same amount of information, or it's still there. 650,000 emails to bring them.
And this actually leads me to something else about the Redskins, Washington, whatever you would like to call them these days, football team. The timing of the Sean Taylor jersey retirement. Let's talk about that.
Man, my blood was boiling.
So all of this controversy is brewing about the team. Now they want to put something positive out there as a PR thing, talking about we've been planning this jersey retirement for a long time. They done talked to some of the Sean Taylor's family members, said they heard about it days before they announced his jersey retirement. So don't tell me you've been planning this for weeks. You're just trying to spin the cycle to the positive to get their attention off of all this negative press.
The word is called placate or deflect. You deflecting, so you're going to throw my boy out there. This is not a way to honor him. It's not. It ain't no milestone year. They would have did it 10 years after he died. This ain't no milestone year. It ain't no way to honor him.
They ain't
so they trying to put Sean out there to take the spin off. No, we still see through your like plexiglass. Excuse me for cussing. We still see through you. You just doing this so all the attention don't fall on you. And Gruden was a scapegoat for you too. But your butt needs to give up that team.
They gave him.
Stop patronizing him. He'll leave. He's awful. Let him go. He's a fan and a businessman. He's not a true owner or coach. He's not.
Yeah, they gave poor Sean a 60-second Jumbotron video highlight. And
get out of my face.
No.
That you got to do him better than that. And if I was a family, I wouldn't have attended. Yeah.
I told Gwen that. I said, if I was his family, I would not attend because I see what they're doing.
This ain't no real tribute.
Trying to use
I don't celebrate getting a nice juicy hot dog longer than that. Terrible. Where do you begin? You could begin on 1,000 and then it never ends.
Begin here, right here, what we were talking about. This is where you begin. Yep.
So do we rock these for the rest of the month of October, Bean?
I don't know. We make that decision next week, see how we feel.
Exactly.
But it's still going to be true. Even if we don't wear it, it's still true.
Good night, I'm mad.
You know what? Listen, let's say something positive. We're going to try to find a positive. Wait a minute. Gwen met a lovely lady, right? In the store. What's her name? Annette. So we're going to show Annette's picture. She is a fan like us. And she had on her Redskins, Washington football team gear. And here's a picture of Annette in the store. What store were you in? Tarjay. So hi, Annette. We promised you that we would show this picture. And so there's your picture on Spikes and Heels.
And for you being so patient with us, because I actually got it 2 Sundays ago, I'm going to send us your phone number in our Instagram, Spikes and Heels Instagram, and you're going to get a Spikes and Heels t-shirt from us. So thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for actually watching.
Yes.
And I hope you spread the news and the word to all your other friends that should join us and get in on a conversation.
Yes.
But it's okay. So the Jaguars finally won, which only leaves the Lions as the undefeated team. But if you go back in last week,
undefeated, they're winless.
Winless, yes. Winless. If you go back last week, I did say that if they was gonna win one, it would be this game. So I called it again. I did say that last week.
How many more you think they're gonna win?
If they play Miami too.
That's funny. They already played them. And
yeah,
they
but
don't
that's
play
it for them. They might get a little bit of, but they got to come together, and that coach got to be in the trenches with them. Right. Them players not going to play for you, and they barely eat that one out. Now, speaking of my poor winless Lions, now they didn't eat this last game out. They got monkey stomped.
Yes,
the Bengals is here. They like, we're not going to be the only team left out of our division in the playoffs this year. Right. If the other three going, we going with y'all.
Exactly. Oh,
man, my God. They look good.
Yeah.
But we called that too, didn't we, Sabrina, on our first show? I say the Bengals going to have the best improvement. The Cardinals and the Bengals. I remember saying that.
Yes, you did. Yeah. So Gwen texted me the other day. I was like, Sabrina, I think the AFC Championship game is going to be the Bills and the Ravens at this point. And I don't know that I can disagree, but the Bills were beat last night by the Titans. That was a good Monday Night Football game last night with them Titans and them Bills. I was like, I'm not going to watch because it's probably going to be a big blowout. Derrick Henry and them Titans gave it to the Bills, and they even stopped them on that 4th and 1 with like 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So they solidified their win. So I don't know. I mean, we can't be too sure it's going to be the Bills.
But everybody get a one coming up, you know what I'm saying? Everybody get their come up. But for the most part, like looking at all the plays so far, Lamar, I had him on the outside. He's my boy, but I had Lamar maybe on the outside, and it'd be the Chiefs and the Bills. I'm switching out the Chiefs altogether. The Chiefs are shaky to me.
Yeah, they have the 32nd ranked defense out of 32, and we still couldn't beat them, girl.
How that defense worse than ours when they beat us? So don't we switch places with them?
Girl, listen. And it's funny, like even some of the Lions losses, even though they're winless, have been really competitive. Like to me, sometimes it's winless teams.
One of them games they lost on a bad call.
Yeah, and sometimes winless teams like that, to me, are a little better than teams of 1 or 2 wins because it's just one little decision difference can make the difference of win or loss.
One extra catch here.
Yeah.
But there in turn lies, you should have caught that ball so you could have won this game.
Yep. So, girl.
But yeah, I'm going to stay with it. My picks at the beginning of the year was the Bills, Chiefs, or Ravens. I'm kind of like coming, off of the Chiefs. And the Ravens are, man, Lamar look good as I don't know what. I don't know what made me go against him yesterday. Man, I don't know what I was thinking last week because I feel like they're not going to be 15-1. So who's going to get them? So I was like, the Chargers can get them because they've been sneaking everybody so far.
Right.
You know? But Lamar was like, not in my house.
Not today. Yeah, and it looked real good for a minute there. The Chargers was up, and Lamar said, let me show y'all. Let me put on my cape.
Let me handle y'all.
Let me put on my cape. I'll agree with you. The Bills and the Ravens. And then the
maybe the Titans gonna get them a little bit ago, but not even them. Because if Henry not having a good day, they don't have a good day.
And then what about the NFC? I don't even know.
Man, who cares? It's a coin flip. Because all of them playing okay enough to win the game they're supposed to win. Do I think, now this was my baby team from the beginning of the season. I said, y'all watch out for these Cardinals. Who would have thought I was this right? But undefeated?
No, I wouldn't. Nobody would have called that.
So Let's see. But some Cardinals fans.
Right.
Let's see. I don't have them going. I think they're gonna get it. Somebody gonna catch them.
Who's gonna catch them? Who admit it? Admit it.
Tom.
Boom. Yep. I want y'all to know
Sorry, man.
I want y'all to know she laughed at me when I said it's gonna be the Tom gonna go back. She said, "Nah, Tom ain't gonna go back." And you picked the Seahawks. She laughed at me.
Oh Lord, you should have laughed at me.
Who would have known the Seahawks was gonna be where they at?
Because I figured like that's one thing about the Seahawks organization though, Sabrina. They tend to give Russell the pieces he needs. If he complains about this, they gone. The reason Maboon was dismantled because of Wilson complaining. You get what I'm saying? So a few quarterbacks like Brady got the owner's ear more than the coach and the GM. He goes to Brady and go, "What you need, boo?" You know, and he tells them. Like my mama said, that was a good analogy. I'm gonna use one of my aunts one. Brady can sell the owner hot ice cream.
How
you know
what?
what I'm saying?
How what?
He can sell them hot ice cream.
Oh, hot ice cream. That's funny.
You get what I'm saying? My mom said, hit him with that one. But I'm telling you, that's how good. So Brady can kind of get the pieces he needs and he gets them. So I feel like Russell is another person. But I was like, if somebody was going to do it this year, it would be Russell because he learned from his mistakes. He stopped TikToking and learned from his mistakes. It didn't work. He broke his finger. They out. So scratch. Add the Seahawks to scratch, Washington football team. Let's throw
the Steelers.
Teams that we thought were going to be good. Let's throw the Texas in there. Let's throw the Steelers in there. Who else did we thought would be okay, but they not? I'm on the fence. I'm so on the fence with throwing the Browns in there.
No, the Browns are. I'm not throwing.
They okay, Sabrina, but I thought they'd be more games than this.
Yeah. I would.
So that's it's like, who do you think was going to do better, but it's not?
You pretty much named them. It's the Chiefs,
us,
the Steelers,
the Texans.
I never really thought a lot about
that.
I
thought they would be. I didn't know they was going to lose to Sean.
Right.
And so, and then I think the Browns.
I don't agree with you on the Browns yet.
Okay, you will.
We'll see.
So we lost.
and we predicted that we would, right? Didn't we? Yeah,
Sabrina, we had a chance. We had a good chance.
The Chiefs were playing uncharacteristically unchiefsish. We got 3 turnovers off of them in the first half and did not capitalize. The thing that ticked me off, 2 things that ticked me off the most. I might as well get a recorder and just hit it for the same thing every week. Landon Collins played like hot garbage.
Wait a
minute. Wait, let me finish. Wait. I just need to have a recorder just for that part because it's really like rinse and repeat, right? The thing that made me the maddest, we were up 13-10, third quarter in the red zone. It came down to 4th and 2. And what did Ron Rivera decide? Send my boy Hopkins in there, who y'all know I have an issue with. He misses the field goal. If you're playing the Chiefs, you had the lead, you have the momentum, you're in the red zone, it's 4th and 2, go for it. Even if you miss it, be aggressive. Don't play not to lose, play to win, be aggressive. Right after that, the whole tide turned. To me, if you don't be aggressive, you're gonna lose.
I wanted to flick the channel off when they was in their red zone, and you can clearly see Collins tackling Holcomb. Don't you go after the dude on the other team? He all over Holcomb, choking him, pulling him back. You could bleep right here, Sabrina. Sad sack or nothing. No, you don't tackle them your own man. And then when the other play, we both commented at the same time on this one. He didn't even try to chase the dude.
Landon Collins was the closest person to the person with the ball. Instead of going after him, he slows up.
He slid out of bounds.
He slows up and give up and then let the other people get him. I said, it's something going on with this man. I don't, like Gwen said last week, I think like what Bobby was saying, I think he's still injured.
No,
And
Jack.
he's
I think
not
Jerry
injured.
Jones
He's
is paying
laying
him under
lazy.
the table. I think Jerry Jones is paying him under the table to blow it for us because there's no excuse for you to miss tackles like that. You getting paid $12.5 million. That's almost $1 million a game. You got to play better than this. This dude is taking out his own men. How they say we got a mole in our ranks?
Right. I don't think it's nothing sinister like that. I just think
Sabrina.
I think the man just don't care. That's honest to goodness what I think. If you cared, you would at least try. I wouldn't be mad if you at least tried.
I would sit his hind parks down for the rest of the season. You can keep your money because you done made a food out of me already. We good. And this is my thing. If you and I can see this stuff from our TV, don't the defensive coach get film and they break down play by play? They not seeing his non-effort, lack of effort.
And at this point, don't give me, well, the rookies aren't ready. They can't do no worse than him.
Worse than that. Man,
So
I'm just
we were talking about how many more games are the Jaguars going to win. Let's talk about us. Like, how many more games are we going to win when the schedule looks like a monster?
We ain't even got to the Bucs or the Packers. And we haven't did them boys yet.
Ooh,
so that's
okay,
right
wait.
there.
So whether you want to or not, we have to talk about them boys, okay?
Here you go.
Sabrina,
I'm going to give you the floor because you so anxious to...
I'm anxious to do that.
Hit it and get it over with. Hit it and get it over with. Do it. And I'm a brace for the pain. Go.
We have to be honest on this show.
I ain't got to be honest about it. Now, that's your opinion. Keep going.
Okay. I have to give my opinion on this show. And my honest opinion is, at this point, if we can't admit that in the NFC East, the Cowboys are clearly, at this moment, the better team. If we can't admit that, we in delusion. I mean, it's what it is right now.
It is.
Do I like it? No.
No.
Am I going to cheer for them? No.
Hell no. Excuse my French.
So, but we have to call it like it is. And they are the leaders of the division at this point, which ticks me off.
Big time. Tick off is under just not even not near my theory. But I must say, they must have heard my previous show because ain't nobody calling me this time. So thank you for honoring my wishes of leaving me what they say, the blank alone.
You talk about all their fans?
Yes, nobody called me because they heard my rant from the previous show.
Got it.
Nobody called me when they won last Sunday. Thank you all.
I follow a friend, well, not a friend. We used to go to elementary school together and we follow each other now on Instagram. And she has always been a Cowboys fan. She be letting it rip. She is having a blast. You hear me? And I'm thinking, man, what could you say? Because it is what
they still not going to the playoff. I mean, the Super Bowl. No matter what they say.
And it's so funny how every year they say we're going to the Super Bowl up in Dallas. And so now this year they have like some sort of a legitimate right to feel like it. And so they're getting so hyped up. I can't wait for them to come crashing down. I'm going to love it. I
like that crash. Hi, my man Stephen A. say it always happened around turkey time.
Right. Oh, no, it's Christmas. I thought it was Christmas.
And one of them holidays, but they go, so we'll see.
They call them an accident waiting to happen.
That's right.
Although this year, and I know you're going to say I'm tooting them again, they do feel a little more solidified this year than in time.
They do.
Okay. Yeah, at least we admit that. Yeah,
you're being honest. I'm a football girl. I love football. I hate now, but they gel and everything. That too, something between Pollard and Zeke, they should have been doing that.
Right.
So
it is what it is. Yes. Let's move on.
Let's go about week 5 picks, Beanie.
Let's go. Let's see how we did. Okay. So the first one was the Buccaneers versus the Eagles. We picked the Bucs, and we did well. Even though the Eagles tried to come back, the Bucs came out on top.
It's got a little bit too much for them.
Right. Next one. Okay, we're not going to talk about how I picked the wrong one on this one. The Dolphins and the Jaguars. Gwen said the Jags will win their first game. I said, no, the Dolphins are going to win. And Gwen was correct.
I looked at the schedule. If they had an opportunity to get one, this was the place because their schedule is pretty easy, but they are already lost to all these teams. So what team? And Tua came back, but Tua, I don't get it. Tua is not living up to
He's not
our expectations. I really think the Dolphins have a legitimate reason to go after Deshaun. But I think, like you said last week, Deshaun gonna end up with whoever this dude that worked for the Panthers that's getting them players does a phenomenal job. Because he got a steal and a half last week with Gilmore.
Man.
For a 6th round pick. Come on now. And if they get Deshaun, they back in the running. With McCarthy too, it's done.
Yep.
So so it was easy. That was easy, but I did call out of that. So I hope somebody won something on that call. I said the Jaguars was gonna get their first win this week, and they did.
Yes, they did. Okay, this next one I didn't mark who we picked. I know you picked the Ravens. I don't know if I went against you and picked the Chargers or not.
No. You picked the Ravens. I picked the Chargers.
Okay, because I didn't mark that one.
Yeah, I went against my boy the one time.
That's right, because you said that the Chargers
ain't gonna go 15-1. Man, Lamar shut me up forever. You're not in my house.
All right,
the Ravens look good. I'm just they look good, Sabrina. I'm telling you,
they do. And I guess somebody from this area got to do good because it sure ain't us right now.
Exactly. I can at least slide a little bit on that bed because I do live in Maryland, but
I ain't sliding nowhere. I'm just gonna live.
I'm always gonna be a forever Washington football team fan, but it'd be nice to root for. But this is my theory. That's why we got so many Pittsburgh Steelers fans that's native Washingtonians. Because back in the 70s, when we was getting monkey stomped by the Cowboys every year, you had to root for the team that was beating them all the time or going up against them, and that was the Steelers.
Right.
So my favorite AFC team was the Steelers, but the Ravens have surpassed them now. So it's the Ravens, then the Steelers.
Okay. We split on that one. The Rams and the Giants were next. We both picked the Rams, and the Rams won. Yes. The Chiefs and Washington, we both picked.
Picked the Chiefs. We won that one.
Yeah. Well, we lost, but we won. The Seahawks and the Steelers, we both picked the Steelers. The Steelers won, right? Right. Okay. And then the Cowboys and the Patriots. It's so funny. The Patriots, they went to overtime with the Cowboys.
Almost had them.
How they say, you got to be quicker than that. They almost had them. But the Cowboys,
we both picked the Patriots because we was like, forget it. We going all in on the Patriots. They almost did it though, Beanie. Yeah, so I ain't mad at that. Anytime I lose, not rooting for them things, I'm fine with that L. That's an L I'm willing to take every week.
Me too, girl. Okay, so now let's get into our week 7 picks. I can't believe we're at week 7. Week 7 picks.
Alrighty.
Our first game that we're going to call is going to be the Broncos versus the Browns on Thursday Night Football.
Browns.
That's an easy one.
And Tidewater back, Bridgewater, whatever I be calling him. But he Baker need to come on with it now. He been playing too much. We need to get back on track like he had last year. They had a great run to the end last year. You need to get back on track. And what in the world is Odell doing? This is what I'm saying. You have to be careful not to have an injury or take a year off because they don't seem to snap back.
Not all of them, they don't. Or then they start being injury prone. All right, next game we're going to do is the Chiefs, who just beat us in Washington, versus the Titans in Tennessee. Ordinarily, I would pick the Chiefs. Not this time. I'm picking the Titans.
They're going to have a hard time containing Henry. But is Henry going to have 2 back-to-back good games?
Now, let's remember, the Chiefs have the 32nd ranked defense in the league. Henry is going to have a field day.
But I don't see Mahomes choking on them, Sabrina. I feel like he's going to play them hard because they in his conference. They need that win. So, all right. I'm going against my better judgment.
Don't go against your better judgment. Go against
because I feel like I smell an upset. I'm feeling something. I'm not 100% on the Chiefs because we almost got them.
Yeah. And
the Titans have a much better defense than we had. So they're going to be at Mahomes. So, all right, I'm going to give Mahomes one more try. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Okay. All right.
Give him one more try. Now, this is just my better judgment, but I'm going to give him one more try.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay. Our next game, the Bengals versus Gwen's second favorite, Baltimore.
First favorite. Oh, wait, second. You right. Wait a minute. What it gonna be at, Beanie?
In Baltimore.
Oh, Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens also. Ravens. Also.
But that's a good divisional game. That's the game of the week right there. Because the Bengals on the road right now. I'm telling you, the Bengals like y'all ain't leaving us out of the playoffs no more.
All right.
That's gonna be a good game. I gotta make sure I catch that one for sure.
All right. Next, we got the Eagles in the NFC East versus the Raiders. The Raiders, who are struggling.
See, this is one of them games. You can call them other games. You can call the Tampa Bay games or the games when the Bills played at Jaguars. But this game is a hard call.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I thought Jaden would be doing better than he did.
Oh, I did too. I really thought Jaden was going to have them almost winning the division. And
exactly, but that ain't planning out this way. Or maybe they just played the harder teams first, like I said, because we got to go through some of them same teams.
Correct. I'll keep opening my mouth to say it, then I can't.
And I can't say nothing. Sabrina, we got to call it. Let's just go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raiders.
Okay. All
right.
Next up, we have the Washington football team at the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. So sad. All right. The game we're going to pick next is the Bears versus the Bucks in Tampa Bay.
Ooh. Well, ooh.
Ain't no ooh. That's a no-brainer.
Not for me, because I feel like somebody gonna get Tom. I gotta find a week to pick the right week. So it is the Bucks because they are in the Tampa Bay. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Yeah, same. All right. 2 more games left. Next, the Colts at the 49ers in California. Mm-hmm.
Who they playing? San Fran?
Uh-huh.
This is 51-49.
Yes.
You just gotta lean that way. Home field advantage gives them the, but I feel like the 49ers don't look like themselves right now.
We're gonna do the countdown. We're gonna say it at the end of the 5 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2,
1. 49ers. Shoot. Okay. Splitting again. Oh
no.
So we're gonna have some real differences.
I know, right?
And our final game to pick, and I don't know who in the world to pick, is the Saints at the Seahawks in Seattle. I know.
Easy.
Okay, who you picking? I don't know who you're picking.
The Saints.
Yeah.
Russell not in. I'm not confident in Geno.
Poor Geno Smith. That poor man. He looked so deflated when they had a chance and he threw that interception. He looked like he could have kicked himself. I feel so bad for that man. His body language was like, why did I do that? Why can't I get this right? I feel so bad for that man.
But wait a minute. Did Jameis win last week? Because you know we got a system with him.
Wait, who did they play last week?
They had a bye week. And the game before that, they beat us, right?
Correct.
So he won that game. He losing this one.
So you're picking
Seahawks.
I'm leaning towards the Seahawks only because I'm not a Jameis fan. I don't believe in trusting him. I think he's a very
he lost that. He beat us, so he losing this one. Let's see if our 3 works out right. Because if we would have went against we would have went with our 3. We would have called that Redskins Saints game.
Yeah, so for those who don't know what we're talking about, our theory is, and it's been right, when Jameis Winston wins a game, they lose the next one. It's literally been back and forth. And they beat their last game, they beat us in Washington. So I guess by that theory, Gwen says that they're going to lose.
But technically, if he would have played, he would have lost on the 17th. So he do the win on the 24th. But I'm nervous because he didn't play, so he gonna get a loss. So either way, we don't care. I'm ready to take this L. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
Same. We want to thank you all for watching. We have come to the end of our show. Next week, we are going to celebrate, I cannot believe it, our 1-year anniversary of Spikes and Heels. It's been 1 year. I think it's like October the 20th is our official 1 year, but we've been at this thing for 1 year. And when I look back at all of our videos, I can see the progression of just us getting more comfortable and things improving. So keep sticking with us. We love you.
I would love to see the progression of me getting smaller on this screen, but I can see a little bit now. How you doing on the challenge, Sabrina? We got 2 weeks to go. Let's finish strong, ladies.
Yes. So we're doing the 30-30-30
30.
that Gwen came up with. And tell them what it is, Gwen.
So you got to read 30 minutes a day, devotion, prayer, meditate. You got to walk 30 minutes a day. You have to do it for 30 days. So I don't celebrate Halloween, so that's why we stopping at 30. Somebody says 31 days of October, Gwen. I don't recognize. That's Hallelujah. That's Hallelujah Day, not Halloween. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we're going to do. We're going to close it out like that.
so it's been going pretty good. I feel like I could do more in the devotional part.
Man, look at this shirt, Sabrina. Look. I almost got my waist snatched.
Hey.
I'm so excited.
Listen,
now it's time to focus on some areas.
Listen,
how your clothes fit you, Rainy?
I have areas with an S. I don't have no snatching going on yet. It is what it is. I got
you weren't bad as I was. I got to catch up. Shoot, I had more rolls than the bacon.
Well, anyway,
you try to put on one of those spikes and you holding it in right here, and then all the back sack pop out. Look like you got 2 in the front, 2 in the back. No, I don't do spikes. So that way I can see what it really is. Yes. We can rock that way. But man, I bought one on them, and I bought that hula hoop infinity thing. Now that junk is the bomb. Put my back, tell Sabrina. I couldn't move for 1 week. I said, Sabrina, I think the hula hoop took me out.
And it's funny because I used to hula hoop as a kid. I haven't hula hooped in so long.
Man, Sabrina, they got this thing, they got a weight on it. It got a weight on it. So you snap it around, you got these links. And you snap it around you, and you got to keep the weight going. When I say, remember I said my back was hurting, I couldn't move? It was the infinity hoop. They use it in Pilates.
I feel like the hula hoop in and of itself is good just because of motion.
I got the old one and the new one. Because after my back went out on the new one, my dude told me, go get the old one. You too old for that new one.
You don't need no weight going around. Just doing
it. Sabrina, that jump felt good yesterday. I went for a whole 17 minutes. Supposed to do 30 minutes. I haven't got to 30 minutes yet, but God willing. But ladies, keep it going. Let's wrap it up. Let's keep going out. I see the changes, and I hope you do too.
Yes. And for me, what's been helping is, here's my trick. I do a smoothie in the morning, most mornings, in place of my breakfast. And I put in whatever fruits and vegetables I'm feeling that day. And I don't be hungry till like 1 o'clock. I literally just had lunch like 30 minutes ago.
So yeah, God already placed it in my heart. November, we're going to work on our nutrition. We're going to get started this month with the physical. And in November, we're going to work on nutrition. So Sabrina came up with my idea. We're going to do 30 days of smoothies for our breakfast.
Oh, I was about to say November's Thanksgiving, so don't expect nothing crazy.
Well, you got it. You got to let that pay. I'm talking about smoothie breakfasts. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Remember, this is the time when the average woman, look it up, gains between 10 and 12 pounds because of Halloween candy, Thanksgiving, all the eat. I know on my job at least, man, they sending us cakes and cookies and pies, and then everybody doing a dessert. And you got this meal. I can eat Thanksgiving for a whole week.
Yes, ma'am. The different combinations of plates.
Exactly. I can do
part of the fun.
Man. Okay, so let's get ready, ladies. We're going to keep moving. So when we intaking all these calories, it don't take us all the way down.
And I like that idea for the month of November, doing the smoothie.
Smoothie for the breakfast. God already put it on my spirit. You doing the physical and the spiritual now. Let's do the nutrition because they go hand in hand. So we're going to get to that in 2 weeks. But ladies, let's finish strong.
Yes.
And we'll see encouraging me.
And we'll see you next week for our 1-year anniversary.
Bye. Stay blessed, stay safe, subscribe.